In 2005, David Beckham was at the peak of his powers, offering elite level performances for one of the biggest teams in the world. But what if you move that superstar to the modern J League? And just like that, David has relocated over 6,000 miles. The club he'll be playing for? FC Tokyo. This is the exact same version of Beckham who appeared on Football Manager 2005. During the course of that year, he played 38 games, providing 15 goals and assists in all competitions with Real Madrid. Technically, he's an absolute force, with elite set pieces, crossing, and passing. And he's going to need to find his best form here. In the 2023 season, FC Tokyo would finish their campaign in 11th place in the J League, amassing 43 points out of a possible 102. But this isn't a side which is entirely hopeless. Yuto Nagatomo is the second highest appearance maker in Japanese history, representing his nation in 4 World Cups. Ryoma Watanabe is also a familiar face for those who watched the 2025 Club World Cup. In the Urawa Red Diamonds' second game against Inter Milan, he would find the back of the net in a 2-1 defeat. And finally, at the top of the field is 32-year-old Brazilian forward Adailton. Over the course of his career, he's a proven goalscorer here in Japan, and with the creative qualities of Beckham now available, he'll be looking to add more goals to his tally. Tactically, it looks like FC Tokyo will be deploying a 4-1-2-3, with the Englishman playing in the centre of the midfield. Let's move through the season and see what happens. And match day 1 would see them face the Urawa Red Diamonds. As previously mentioned, they would compete in a very difficult group in the 2025 Club World Cup, losing each of their games to Inter Milan, Monterrey, and River Plate. And this wasn't going to be an easy game at all. As reigning AFC Champions League winners, this is a side with no shortage of quality. But David would swiftly have an impact in Japan. He finds space in the midfield and provides a perfect through ball to Oliveira. With the scores tied at 3-3, the game had just moments remaining. Beckham breaks in behind from the midfield and makes a mess of it, but Perotti secures a debut win. After accumulating 4 points out of the opening 3 matches, the England legend would have somewhat of a breakout game with his new club, contributing 2 assists, as well as his first goal in Tokyo colours. Once again, another intelligent break from the midfield, and what a finish. Between 2017 and 2021, Kawasaki Frontale became the first J-League club to win 4 titles in a 5-year spell. One reason for that was the form of Yasuto Wakizaka, who'd contribute 24 goals and assists in the league during that time. Once again, it would be our man who'd take the game by the scruff of the neck. Another absolutely perfect ball into the forward is converted on the volley. His second half free kick would secure a 2-2 draw. During the 2002 World Cup, David Beckham would score a penalty in Japan against Argentina. Already this season, he's 5 out of 5 from the spot. And that has translated into some pretty good form. At just over the halfway stage, FC Tokyo find themselves in 3rd position, just 2 points behind leaders Yokohama. But let's briefly step away from the league and see how Beckham performed in other competitions. In the Japanese League Cup, his side would comfortably top their group and advance into the knockout stages. This would set up a quarter-final against Urawa. After a 1-0 victory in the first leg, they take that commanding position back to the capital. Perotti would complete a nice passing move just before the end of regulation, 4-1. On the verge of making just a second League Cup final in 16 years, it would be a fiercely contested tie against Kashiwa. Eventually, penalties would send Tokyo to the final. Inside 3 minutes, our man would get a big chance with a free kick in an ideal position. His effort is denied. The subsequent corner would provide another fantastic opportunity for a goal. This time, it would be the woodwork which denied them. And that would end up being as close as they came in regulation. A costly missed penalty meant that they missed out on silverware. And they're going to need to get over that disappointment quickly. With 13 league matches remaining, Yokohama Mariners are leading the way, but their lead is far from insurmountable. And in this top of the table clash, Beckham would come close to opening the scoring from a free kick. It would finish 2-2. 2 weeks later, David would face their rivals Yokohama FC. He would put in probably his best performance of the season. In a Premier League game for Man United against Sheffield Wednesday in 1997, the Englishman would provide 3 assists in a single game. He'd take that one step further against Yokohama, providing assists for 4 back-to-back goals as his side triumphed 5-1 over the visitors. And that form would continue into the final weeks of the season as he scored in victories against Sapporo and Shonan. In all, over the course of the year, David would play 48 matches for his new club, scoring 22 and registering a further 20 assists. Impressively, he'd outperform his expected goals by nearly 6. He was a creative force too, registering the most chances created in the league as well as key passes. His 17 goals in the Japanese top flight meant he'd finish in joint 5th place in the Golden Boot standings. With 14 assists in the league, he'd also finish in the top 5 in those rankings too. But where would FC Tokyo finish in the J-League? Well, David would have a tremendous effect on his new club. They would finish as J-League champions for the first time in their history. With the legendary footballer in the team, they'd register 24 more points, score 46 more goals, whilst also conceding 3 more. His effect on the team was substantial, either scoring or assisting 35% of those league goals. David Beckham proved his qualities time and time again in some of the world's best football leagues. Here in Japan, he continued that tradition of success, firing his club to a historic title.